So we're back in the game room and there's a big stack of games in the middle of the table there. So there's PS3 and Xbox 360, so it means one thing. It is the tap pickup video for December. So I really wanted to keep the retro stuff and the more modern stuff separated out and have separate videos for them, just because I know people have different interests and I know people that like the PC Engine games might not necessarily want to look at PS3 games. So hence I've kept things separate. There is one random retro game in there which I'll do quickly at the beginning, but majority, it's PS3 stuff and Xbox 360, which is quite interesting if you're collecting for those systems, because I will be covering a lot of the Asian market. A lot of my games come from Singapore, so it's a little bit different than your normal UK or US pickups for these systems. I see a lot of confusion and also a lot of people neglect the Asian market when it comes to these games. They get scared by the Chinese writing, or they get confused by it, they think it's knockoff. But you shouldn't do, because there's a lot of exclusive that made it to Japan. And people don't realise that they not only got a Japanese release, but they got an Asian release. And the Asian release sometimes have English manuals as well. Or at very least you get like a little slip of paper giving you some more instructions in English, which is a massive bonus, much better than getting the actual pure Japanese version. Plus they're more compatible with the US and UK systems. I will cover these differences as I go along. I do have examples of PSP, PS3 and Xbox 360 games that were basically Japanese exclusives but got this English Asian variation. So enough of this rambling, let's get to the pickups. Okay, so we got the pickups here, and there's quite a lot to get through. And as you probably know as well, different scenery. So last time I did pickups in front of the camera, I was in front of the CRT over there, and it's horrible. It's really uncomfortable. So it was very hot and not much space. So I thought, okay, I'll move the table out here, give you guys a little bit of different scenery as well, different view, and we'll see how this goes. You know, a bit of PC Engine, some Sega as well for you Sega fans. And even some MVS Neo Geo tapes over there, some dirty hardware I saw for you, but it will do, you know, it will do. So as promised, I'll get the retro stuff out the way, so all you guys just interested in the one piece of retro I've got, you can sort of watch that and do your own thing, not have to waste time looking at PS3 and Xbox stuff. So it is a Sega My card for the SG-1000 or the 3000. So it's Choplifter. So on the Master System, it's probably my favourite game, and I didn't know this existed in my card form, and it's actually just a dumbed down version of the Master System version. It's you know, the graphics aren't as good, the sound's not as good, but the gameplay is absolutely spot on. It's really good. So as you can see, the condition isn't great. So I'm missing the manual. It's a bit beaten up, but you know, it will do. I don't know if you can see the screenshots, you can see the graphics there. And I didn't notice on the auctions that it's got a bit of tape here, and it's to sort of keep it together. So I'm a bit worried it's going to snap or whatever, but it is working. I played it on my Mark III, and also I tried it on the Analog Mega SG as well. It works fine with a little adapter. But I did try it just out of interest on the Power Master System in the little card slot, and it doesn't work. So I don't know if it's if all of them are region locked. I'm not sure how it works. It's the first time I've ever had a Japanese My card, and it probably won't be the last. Okay, so that's out the way, the retro stuff, and I will get on with the sort of modern stuff. So this is stuff I got on Black Friday from Amazon. So first up is an Xbox game. It's Gears Tactics. This was very cheap. This was $10 US. So absolute bargain. Had to pick it up. Exclusive, obviously, for the Xbox, and the rest are Switch games. So I got Hades, So everyone is raving about Hades, and very embarrassing. I've not tried it yet. It's still sealed. I will give it a go, but I've been a bit busy with PC Engine games and retro stuff, so I will get around to playing this. I'm really looking forward to it. And the other one is Civilization 6 as well. It's actually one of my favourite games on Steam. Really good game, strategy game. I've played it since back to Civilization 2. I love this series. I don't know how it's going to work on the Switch, but for $10 US, I'm going to give it a go. And the last one from Amazon was Super Monkey Ball by Banana Mania, if I can pronounce that. I love the Super Monkey Ball games, again on the Naomi. I'd love to get the proper hardware, the control panel to play this little banana ball and analog stick. But yeah, it's not as good as the GameCube version. I have given this one a go, but it still works quite well with the analog sticks on the Switch, so it's definitely worth getting, especially discounted. It's definitely worth getting. This one wasn't in the sale. I have no idea how I got it. I love this game because it's I love Ghosts and Goblins, so Cursed Castilla. So I've got the Vita version. I have no idea how I got this version. It's not even East. What's it? Data East, whatever that did the Play Asia games that did the Vita version. So I have no idea. I've just ordered this. It's turned up. This is the problem with these companies. You pre-order so far in advance, you completely forget what you get. So yeah, I'm happy to have it anyway. Cursed Castilla EX. Same problem actually with this one. This is a strictly limited game. It's Downpour Fever, and again I had got limited run panic on this. You know, I saw this on Discord, people have picked this up and it's been delivered, and I thought I completely missed out on this game. I thought, okay, a cave shooter, and not only cave shooter but an M2 converted shooter on the Switch. I was gutted. I thought really I missed out on it. So I've double checked and I actually had ordered it. Embarrassingly enough, I completely forgot. I even forgot that it existed. Yeah, I could have serious problems. Either I'm ordering too much or I'm losing a bit of the old memory, or a bit of both maybe. Either way, it's not looking good. But I'm happy. I've got this. Actually, it's still sealed at this moment. I have no idea what's inside, but I'm doing a video probably do it in the background here so you can see it being opened up and see what goodies are inside, because I completely forgot what the hell I ordered here. But happy to have it anyway. So that is the Switch stuff and modern stuff out the way. Next is the Wii, which I'll do pretty quickly because I don't think people are too interested in Barbie's Dream House. But it's not really the reason why I picked this game up. It was in a bundle. It's always everyone's excuse, isn't it? It's in a bundle. But I was aiming to get this one. I need to upgrade my Mario Brothers Wii. I'm missing the manual. It's one of the games that in the past the kids were old enough to play by themselves. Hence they just destroy or lose the manuals and stuff. So I wanted to get replacement, and it happened to be in a bundle. And the whole thing was like 30 Singapore dollars for the whole lot. So that's like 15 pounds, maybe 20 US. But it came with Barbie's Dream House. I'm sure a lot of you people want to play this. Monkey Mischief Party Time. Raving Rabbits, this will be an upgrade as well. I think I'm missing the manual for this again. The kids loved this game and destroyed it. Monopoly Streets. And last but not least, well actually least, Disney the Princess and the Frog. But you can't complain when you get them in a bundle, can you? And the other couple of Wii games, same seller, is I've got a Dragon Ball game. This is actually quite difficult to pick up, so I've never seen this. So I jumped when I saw this. It's Revenge of King Piccolo, if I pronounce that right. And it's a fighting game. It's a bit more cutesy than the normal Dragon Ball games, but same sort of style. And the other one is Naruto. This is the Clash of Ninja 3, again another fighting game for the Wii. Nothing particularly too exciting, but it's always good to pick up the old Wii game. And that's it for the Wii. Next up it will be the Xbox games. I got two bundles here. So the first one is from eBay and the second one is actually from Singapore. So I'll do a drill down onto these so you can see them more clearly, because I want to show the differences between NTSC PAL and the NTSC Asia and Japan, all the rest of it. So you'll see it more clearly. So first up is 4 games I actually got on eBay in the States. So these are some titles I struggled to find in the wild, so I decided to pull the trigger. Normally for Xbox games I will go for NTSC if I've got the choice. And I was after Fight Club, and the seller had these other games as well. Bruce Lee I really wanted to get, and it's one of these ones if you buy 2 then you get 10% off. And so it's about $35 for all 4 games. Not too bad, but the condition isn't fantastic on these games. Next up is the more interesting stuff. This is the stuff actually from Singapore, from Marketplace there. And as you can see, it's a real mixed bag. You've got some PAL in there, you've got some Asian stuff, and you've also got NTSC. The cool thing about collecting for Xbox in Singapore is the fact that they were actually manufactured there, a lot of the games. So you've actually got a few things that are very exclusive. In fact, in the past I've got stuff like a Brute Force game, which is you don't see in any other region, and even like a Hello Kitty Xbox that was only in Singapore. So Dancing Stars Unleashed is a exclusive to the PAL region, hence that's why it's PAL, and the Indiana Jones is also a PAL game. Snowblind is an NTSC. And as you can see, the Freedom Fighters is quite an interesting one, because that's actually Asian, but it still has the same rating system as the US. The cover's almost identical, apart from a little bit of Chinese. And Incredible Hulk is more, obviously, it's an Asian region game. Again, everything's in English. You've got English manuals. They're almost identical to the NTSC versions. Confuses people is the fact that they're actually got the NTSC-J label on them, but they're very different to the actual version that would have been released in Japan. So OG's out of the way. We have just 3 360 games, but yeah, one is a little bit special. I will show this in more detail. These are from Singapore, so let's have a look. So first up is Silent Hill Downpour. I'm really happy to finally get a copy of this classic Konami horror game. It's NTSC version, and it's really difficult to get, to be honest with you. A lot of people after this game, very sought after. Likewise, Ridge Racer 6 now is obviously very sought after because of the backward compatibility. I actually made a mistake here, because I was after the Asian version and I got the Japanese version. You can tell clearly from the Japanese rating in the bottom left hand corner, but at least I've got a copy of the game to play, so I'm pretty happy I've got that. Definitely the pick of the 3 games is Gundam Operation Troy. Now, as you can see, this is exclusive to the 360, but not only that, if you look it up, it will tell you that it's exclusive to Japan. And that's strictly not true. It was released in the Asian region itself. So in Japan it was purely a Japanese game, but in Asia you've got it in Chinese and English. Well, the manual at least is in Chinese and English, and the actual in-game text is in Japanese and English. So if you like your Gundam games, you like your mecha games, this is definitely one you want to pick up, and you probably want to go for the Asian region one. Now, price range, these games in total cost me about 60 Singapore dollars, which is about 32 pounds. What's that, about 45 USD? So it's not too bad, but if you include the shipping, you've got to add on another 10 Sing, what's that, a couple, £3-4 pounds on top of that. So next up we have the PlayStation stuff. So let's start with the PlayStation 2. So I've actually been specifically looking for this game. This is one bundle from one eBay seller. I've been looking for Ferrari F355 Challenge. So it's actually a Naomi game, Sega Naomi, in the arcades. Really nice dedicated cab. It's got like 2 screens, massive thing. But I actually got a loose disc and manual of this game. I bought a load of PS2 games probably about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago in Singapore, and half the games it's a father selling his kid's stuff. So this kid must be absolutely gutted, and to save space he decided to throw away the actual boxes. So half the games I must have caught him in the act. So half his games are still boxed. They just put into one of these soft cases. And some really good games in there as well. And this is one of them. So I wanted to actually get the case to make it complete. I had obviously the manual and the disc, and I wanted to make it whole again. Awful song. And then stick it on the shelf. So I guess I am a collector, right? Because I just bought a box effectively a box to complete a set. But I don't care, I'm a collector. And the other game is called Vet. He just had it in as a set, so yeah, why not? It was fairly cheap actually. It was I think it was $20 for the pair. That's a good thing if you're looking for just the missing manual stuff. If you've got the manual ready, you can pick up quite cheaply, so it's not as bad as it sounds. So yeah, that's the PlayStation 2 stuff. Next up, PlayStation PSP. Always love to get the PSP stuff. So I've got actually three little pickups here. 3 different sellers, all from Singapore. So first up is a small little bundle. It's very cheap. It was only 10 Sing, so that's like £5 for the 2 games. And I was very lucky to get this one. I was very fast to find it. And you do not see this Sonic Rivals double pack anywhere. It's very rare to find this one, and if you look on eBay it goes for silly money, so I don't know if that's just people fishing for a sell or if it's relatively rare. So for you Sonic collectors out there, maybe this is one you need to look out for. Definitely a nice little find. So next up was extremely lucky find. So these are a pair of Taito Seal PSP games. They're both the Asian variant, so what they are is the Japanese games but with English manuals inside. And Space Invaders Galaxy Beat was actually released as Space Invaders Evolution, so nothing too special. But the Taito Memories Pocket, that wasn't released in the West, so that's quite a good game to find. And also it was released on the PS2, and it's not a particularly cheap game as well, since it was only exclusive to Japan and Asia. And for price I paid 20 Sing, that's £10 for the pair of games. So to really give you a good demonstration of what I mean by the Asian versus Japanese games, so here you can see I've got 2 copies of Sengoku Ace 3, which is only in Asia. As you can see, it's got the Japanese rating on the one on the left, and it's a code 2 compared to a code 3 on the right. And obviously the Asian one, you've got that little leaflet which is in English and Chinese, but the actual manual itself is fully Japanese, it's the same as a Japanese manual. And also you can check by the spine, you've got the UCAS for Asia and UCJM for Japan. So the last pickup for the PSP is I've got 2 NTSC games, US games, which is Naruto and also Yu-Gi-Oh! And I also picked up a Asian version of Bleach 2, so this is a Japanese version that's got the English manual, and the Bleach 4, which is completely a Japanese copy. Last up, I've got the PlayStation 3 games, and quite a few of them. And there was a few sets I've got here, so I'll break it down before you go through them one by one. So the majority of these were actually in one lot, and fortunately I got a friend in Singapore that picked them up for me because the seller wasn't going to post that many games. So here I've got Ace Combat Horizon, great series, really glad to pick that one up. And the other one is Apache Air Assault, I really wanted to get that one. He also had the Hawk series as well and Blazing Angel 2. You can see most of these are Asian variants, but there's a couple in there that are NTSC. In the same lot, you had some driving games. Initial D did not get a release in the West. It's a very good game. It's a cracking game in the arcades. And this is the Japanese version. It is a best of. And he also had Need for Speed Hot Pursuit as well. So I've been after this for a while. And the one that sticks out here is got to be Wangan Midnight. Again, this is a game that did not get released in the West. It did get released in Japan and in Asia. Wiki's actually been updated correctly, so it does include the fact that it was released in Hong Kong, and this is of course would be the same version here. So as you can see, it's a Japanese version, but you have some manuals and documentation in English. Next up, I got Tales of Grace F. Again, it's in the same lot. This is actually quite easy to pick up in Asia. It's much more easier to pick up than the US version, the NTSC version. I'm not sure what it's like in Europe, if this is a hard game to get. But it's a cracking RPG. And also got Bad Company Battlefield. I got the Gold Edition, again Asian version, and he also had Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't have that on the PS3. I thought I'd get it anyway. Wasn't too bothered about it, but it was in with the lot, so can't say no. And a copy of UFC. Not too bothered. It's just a loose disc of that. And the total for the 12 games was about 100 Sing. That's about just over 50 quid for the lot. So next up, from a different seller, I got Saw 2 and X-Men Origins Wolverine. So for some reason, the PS3 versions of these games are really expensive. I've been looking for X-Men Origins for a while now, and always when it pops up, it gets sold very quickly. Managed to strike a deal with the guy, not cheap, but reasonable, I guess. I paid 80 Sing, that's 40 pounds for the two games. May sound expensive for the PAL territory, but for NTSC these games are really expensive, maybe even double that. With those expensive games out the way, it's back to the cheap and cheerful. So the rest of the games here, there's 6 of them. They're all $5 Singapore dollars a piece. That's like £3 a pop. And so I had to grab these ones. So Mass Effect, it's nice to grab the collector's edition with all 3 games in there. I don't have all the games, so finally I've got all 3 of them. And Genji Days of the Blade, I have no idea what that's about. It looked interesting, so I thought I'd grab it. And also Altered Species looked very interesting, some sort of vampire game. Again, never heard of this game, but for a couple of pounds it's worth a shot. And Fallout 3, I don't have that on the PlayStation 3. Definitely want to get that one. And the last 2 is the Crysis games. I don't have these, so I wanted to grab them. I do like my first person shooters, so definitely give this a shot. So you made it to the end of the pickups video. Congratulations and thank you very much. I hope it was somehow useful for you and it was interesting. I know a lot of collectors do get a little bit confused with the Asian variants, and I hope that shed a little bit of light on the subject. And with that, I want to say thank you very much, and we'll see you later.